How you doing today? You got your host Don Nichols. Host everybody's in their right mind. Thank you for joining the channel today. We got an interesting topic for job seekers out there. 5 ways that you can change and examine your attitudes that'll get you better results in the job seeking field. These are guaranteed methods that you can do for bettering your everyday life and your job seeking life that'll get you the position you want, get you the friends you want, get you the opportunities, the money, success, and everything that you want that you have the ability to control that we're going to talk about today in this video. I'm your host, Don Nichols. This is Felon to Felon, the channel that you're on where we talk about everything felon from job, earning money, getting out, and all of the things that you need to build your life back and to be a six-figure earner. So that's what we talk about on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get into it. All right, you guys. So I'm going to simply give you guys some red flags that you guys might be experiencing that you might not be aware of. And that's really what we want to go over and talk about is just how the heck do we get, you know what I mean? How do we know what our attitude is and how do we get around this hurdle of having an attitude and what is attitude all about? And why do people really, tune in to attitude? Why do attitudes matter? Why do they matter? Why are they a thing that we might need to change when we are pursuing a better life, a positive life, and we're trying to change our direction in life? Why is our attitude important to us that thing has to be changed? Why can't our attitude just stay the same the way it is? So that's the first thing that I like to address is the question, why do I even need a new attitude? Well, one of the reasons that you need a new attitude is because your your attitude is what people see when they present when you come into contact with people. That is what you're judged by. That is what they first notice. That is what is first introduced to them. So our attitudes carry weight. We walk around, we bear our names. My name is Don Nichols, and I also bear my attitude when I present my name to a person. I go to shake their hand. How am I presenting myself? Am I presenting myself in a stuck up way? Am I presenting myself in a hood way, a businessman or a businesswoman way? How a clean way? How a godly way? Am I being seen? Do I smell like reefer? If my clothes kind of rugged, dirty, dingy? Do I got on streetwear, urban wear? What kind of style do I got? All of these things present an attitude about me and says something about me. It talks to people. People pick up on it. It's like body language. It's like a language, it's like a different type of language. It is a language in itself. Your attitude speaks boldly about who you are. Don't think that people or that you can't tell another person characteristics or you don't judge them based on how they perceive and carry themselves, because we all do this. We all pick up on little nuances that we learned coming up in life from society, that certain people who conduct their way like that, who move like that, who talk like that, who dress like that, are like that. And certain people who dress like this and talk like this and move like this are like this. So your attitude is what you have, is your first impression. All right, now let's get into the 5 areas. One, fake. Oh, sorry. One, you like you, you like you, but others don't like you. That's one of the ways of examining yourself. You like you, and this is why attitudes are important. You like you, but do other people like you? So we need to examine ourselves. We need to not take for granted that we are the SHIT, the honey, and we're not all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. We need to not take for granted that we're all that and that everybody perceives us as all that, high and mighty, and that we got our game solid. Because you might like you, but do other people like you? So that's the first question I want you to ask and present to yourself. You like you, but do other people find you the same way that you think of yourself? And if not, then that's one of the things that reasons why we want to consider changing our attitude. And we'll get more into how to do that a little bit later in the video. But the first question is, you like you, but do other people like you? And we have to be honest here. In this exercise that I'm presenting is an honest exercise. Change won't come if you're not honest with yourself. The second one is fake it till you make it. So when I say fake it till you make it, I'm not mean be phony with yourself, but I do mean in a way to be phony. You have to change and put on your best face when you're going into these interviews, when you're going into new communities. You might be going around people who you're not comfortable around, like all white people, and you know that you never have involved yourself around this demographic. I don't know if you're Hispanic, I don't know if you're black or if you're Asian or if you're white, but you might go around a different nationality that you're not comfortable with, and you have to be bland. You have to be like eggshell. You can't be so colorful like my shirt. You know what I mean? You can't be so colorful to where you putting out too much personality, too much energy, too much sass, too much attitude. You need to be like eggshell white. You need to be plain, like an envelope, vanilla. We have to fake it until we make it. It might mean, talking in your white voice like this. Hi, you guys. How are you? Yes, sir. I like to do things like reading books, and I like to watch YouTube videos that help me to advance my knowledge base. You need to talk. You might have to put on your voice, whatever you call that voice, but put that voice on. Of course, you're going to dress the part. You're not going to go looking like jeans. So you can't go how you might go to the club, or how you might just dress regular every day in a jogging suit with some J's on. You have to be able to fake it until you make it. You haven't made it yet. So we have to be willing to tone it down, and get in the door before we worry about being stylish and having too much of sly, slick, funny, colorful things to say, thinking that, we're Kevin Hart or somebody. Just tone it down, get in first, and worry about getting in. Number 3, change your way of thinking. This is really what this video hones in. When I think changing my attitude, it really sticks out. It's changing your way of thinking. I can't get this through to you guys enough. You have to change the way you're thinking. You have to put on a business mindset, not the hood, urban, or ghetto mindset. You have to be willing to accept and adapt to new things. We have to be willing to adapt our styles. You can't go on life doing the same thing and getting the same results. We have to take on a new form of style. You have to give yourself some style. You might think that you got style, being clean, wearing an outfit that's off the mannequin, from the J's to the hat, brand new, spiffy. I want that right off the mannequin. You might think that's having pizzazz and style. You're getting G'd up, but that's okay for certain scenarios, certain scenes, certain events, but it's not a universal. Nothing's universal. I wouldn't tell someone who's used to wearing 3-piece suits that that's what they should wear all the time, every event, every scene, every outing. Everything is about adaptation and about knowing. Basically, it's about knowing where you're moving. What are you going into? If you don't know that, then you will always be food. Someone will always be, you'll be eaten by the tigers and the bears and the big shots. They'll eat you up and spit you out because you haven't learned how to adapt your mindset and your attitude to be able to um, know what you're getting yourself into and adapt to it. So we're looking for a job. We're not going to over our cousin's house where we could talk to auntie any old way. Of course, we're going to put on a good face for auntie, but we're still going to be hood and a little urban, a little bit of ourselves. We're not even going around auntie or uncle. These are not your family members. We need to understand that there's more to life than us and how we talk. And we need to learn these things and these characteristics that can push us forward. Moving on, we need to growth, the mindset. I feel like I talked about this, but growth. The mindset should want to mature. Your mindset should want to mature. Manage your temper. These are things that we can control. Manage your temper, manage your feelings, emotions, your mouth. These are things that we can control, resulting in a better attitude. Have you ever seen a girl and she just blah, 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 or talk to a guy and he on the phone cussing somebody out, just using every F word, every subliminal word in the book? Or you go somewhere and you just the teller, I mean, instead of taking your order, she's talking on the phone, or she's talking to the people in the back, or she's talking to the guy sweeping the floor. Or you go somewhere and you want service, and your waiter, they never come back to the table. They diddy bopping around getting a girl's number, or they're over there steady checking their phone, just peeping, looking at the tables, nobody come in. They're not really involved in the working atmosphere, but they're more involved on what's going on in the phone. Or have you ever went into a restaurant where they got videos and their phone playing like a jukebox, like they're in there having a party, but this is like an establishment that you come to give your money to? These are situations where the attitudes of the individual, the employees, are overcompensating what the work is that needing to be done is being done. They're more involved in their personal attitude and mindset than what it is that they're there to do. I don't want you to get confused and think that now that you're in the door, this is a time to kick it. This is a time to lean back. That you're, don't have to do any more work that got you in. We have control over our attitudes. We have control over our emotions. Don't be so quick to, if someone asks you to do something and you're at work, to feel a certain way about it. In the interview process, if they say a question that you're uncomfortable with, don't be so bothered by the question where you answer and you're so standoffish, or you give them a answer that makes them feel uncomfortable. Be mindful. These are things that we can control. Be mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of your mouth. It's yours. You control it. So those are things, your growth. You should want to grow your mindset to want to mature. Number 4, examine yourself and consider your ways. Examine yourself and consider your ways. And I think this is one that speaks to me. It speaks to everyone though, but have you ever been in an argument with someone and you two are really going back and forth at it? And it could be something small. It could be an argument with your mom, your sister, your significant other, person off the street, but you two are in the debate. It's not a argument where you're on the cusp of fighting and throwing fists, but it's a you want your opinion to win, and they're opinionated. So it's two opinionated people arguing. But you got to understand that these are opinions. You have to consider your ways. No one's perfect. Sometimes people are going to feel the way they're going to feel and think the way they're going to think, and they're going to want to cook their pizza longer. And you might say, why are you cooking the pizza longer? You're burning it. But they want their pizza crispier. So your guys are arguing over two things that really are just opinionated, and you have to consider your ways. Why am I arguing with this person? Why do I feel the way that I feel? Is this situation that important? Consider your ways. I've burned pieces. I've done wrong. I've messed up. I can't be so always argumentative, or always on the offensive, or always having an attitude about something that I have fell victim of. Always consider your ways. Don't be so quick to accuse others without considering your ways. We have to do this. We have to consider, it says that in the Bible too, consider your ways. Consider your way of thinking. Or do you have an attitude, or are you rude? Do you tend to pop off and wild out? Are you loud, obnoxious? We have to consider our ways when we go into these establishments and the girl is all sassy on the phone instead of taking our order. Do that, you feel that she's wrong, but think about the times that you've had that same energy when someone wanted your attention. Consider your ways. Number 5, Talk to others. This one is feedback loops. Talk to others. Request honest feedback about about 2 to 3 people so that you can get different opinions and creative insight you can use to build from. So we want to know, and sometimes we can't know because we're so close up on a thing. Have you ever say, if you was any closer, if I was any closer, it would have bit me. So sometimes you're right up under the situation. You're sitting on the controller. You don't know where the remote control is because you're sitting on it. So we want to talk to people, get their opinion about us, honest opinions, people you can trust, people that'll give you, tell them, I'm trying to do an examination. I'm trying to profile myself, but I need somebody on the outside of me to give me some raw feedback. What do you think about me? What do you think about my attitude? What do you think about my character? Honestly, I need honest feedback. What do you think about my personality? What do you think about my dedication towards things? What do you think about my involvement in things? How do you feel about me? What would you say about me? Get them to open up about you, and don't critique them. Don't, it's not an argument. It's not, it's nothing like to turn it around on them. It's just to get honest opinions about how others view us. So I would implore you guys to adapt this exercise and get this feedback. And this feedback would be the ground zero of what you build off of, far as changing your attitude and examining your ways and your growth prospectives in going out into the world and getting. We want to get a positive. We want to get good feedback. We want to go out into the world and we want to get a good answer. We want to go, whenever we go, we don't want to get no. Wherever we go, whether it be a job interview, whether it be to the store, whether it be to a play, whether it be to anywhere we go, we want to get a good, what's the word I'm looking for? We want to get a favorable, that's the word I'm looking for. We want to get a favorable response from the world. When we go out of those doors, we want to be perceived favorably. We don't want people to turn their nose up, have bad taste in their mouth, and rub people the wrong way. We want to be received favorably. So hit that like button. Comment in the comments below. Let me know what you feel about this video. Let me know how, if you have an attitude. Let me know if you had an attitude and you changed your attitude. Let me know if you think and you see in the world others' attitudes. What type of attitudes do you notice that people could change if you could talk to them and they were asking you, hey, how do you feel? Give me, you were their feedback person. What would you tell a person to change? And how do you think that person could change it? Please comment below. I love to get all the comments. I read every comment and I reply to every comment. Hit the subscribe button and go through our other videos and just let me and just review them and consider the videos, learn from the videos, sit under the channel, sit under the study, hear the sound of my voice, and it's just basic feedback that I'm trying to put the knowledge out there to make people open-minded so that we go further with the information that we're given and we're not in a loop. Again, this channel is dedicated for brothers and sisters who have backgrounds, second chance individuals who are trying to make it and trying to change their lives and want to get back into the work field or start their own business and make a heck of a lot of money. I thank you. I implore you for watching my video. I know that your attitude will change with a little bit of work and dedication. I love you guys. God bless you. See you. Peace.